Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily Quiz for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 10th October today, and in this video we are going to derive the prelims based questions from these important articles which are mentioned on this slide, which were actually taken from the newspapers. Before we will start our discussion, I would like to introduce this initiative to you guys so that you will get more connected with the video. Every day in this video we discuss three types of questions. The first set of questions which we discuss in here are from the static portion or from the current affairs, sorry. We take up the most important articles from the newspapers, we break them down and derive the prelims based questions from those articles so that it will give you the idea how the prelims based questions can be formed from the can be framed from the current affairs articles from the current affairs, so it will give you the proper idea how to read the current affairs and what your approach should be, and it will give you the proper idea what was in the news today or what was in the news. So this is the first set of questions which we discuss here. The another set of questions which we discuss in this video is from the static portion, and if you had followed me you would definitely know that every day we had started to discuss a static topic here, and we had started with the Indian polity. Right now we are discussing the fundamental rights, and in it we are going to discuss the article 16. In article 16 we are going to derive a prelims based question here and try to find the ways and methods by which we can solve that question, and also give you the and also show you how the UPSC can frame a question on such articles, on such topics. After discussing the static portion questions, also we will shift our approach towards the previous year questions, where we will discuss few previous year questions. We will try to find out the ways and methods by which we can solve those questions, and also how to implement that knowledge in the upcoming exam. So this is all what we do in this video. Before we will start our discussion, I would like to request you guys few things here. I would like that you should follow that. It would be very much helpful for you. First of all, please do watch the full video. Don't skip it. There we are, as I already told you, we had discussed various types of questions through various sources like current affairs, static portion, and previous year questions. And one important thing about these sources is that this is the same source which is used by the UPSC faculty when they frame your question paper. So it is very much interesting and very much important for you to go through these questions, because it is very safe for you if you watch these questions, because who knows, many questions can coincide with these questions when many UPSC when they will frame the next year's paper. Maybe many questions can coincide there, or many statements can coincide with these questions. So being on the safer side, it is preferable for you to watch the full video. Second thing, please note down these questions which we discuss here. If you will note down these questions or keep the screenshot of these questions, it will help you in many ways. For example, when your exams would be near and you would want to revise the current affairs, but at that time it gets very much difficult because the time is limited and the current affairs of the whole year, you can't imagine to read everything at that limited time. But if you have these questions with you, you would just revise the questions. These questions would definitely connect you with the current affairs of the year, and also it will boost your confidence before entering the exam hall. So this is going to help you in many ways. And another thing which I want to request you guys, this is for me, please do subscribe the channel and share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative. And also please do write in the comments what do you feel about the initiative, what else should we bring for you. If we are lacking anything, please write down that in the comments so that we will improve ourselves. So with this, let's have a good look at the topics from where we had taken today's questions. Let's get the context of the questions first, then we'll try to solve the questions. The first article from where we had taken today's question is about the mental health in India's material world. This is the news article. This was in the newspaper. So let's try to understand. Let's try to get few important points in it, so that it will brief you about the news today. There is a report, namely Lancet Psychiatric Commission. They publish a report, and according to them, that 197 million people in India are suffering from depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. So this depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. This is one of the huge mental issue in our country right now. 100, according to this report, 197 million people are suffering, and the causes are also mentioned in this report. As it says that what are the major causes? It says the pressure from different sources. For example, if anybody is living in the urban life, that causes the life in the urban areas, that leads to the depression, competition, and financial instability. For example, how it defines the urban life: for example, you are living in a city, and there are some social norms there, which or you have some peer pressure how to deal with that life. You can't be isolated. You want to achieve what the others are achieving, and you don't have the resources to achieve that. For example, you have your friends, they are doing the partying, they are going to clubs, they are using high value clothes or perfumes, and you don't want to be looked down upon. So you want to achieve that, but you don't have the resources available to you. So what does it lead to? It leads to the mental anxiety, it leads to the mental pressure, and finally it leads to the depression of that person. So this urban life, it can lead to the depression. And also, according to this report, it said that the competition, for example, is one of the source of the depression. For example, you all are competing for UPSC exam right now. There is huge competition, and you want to overcome the others. You want to be the top 1,000 of the Indian students who are appearing for this exam. And this leads to the depression and money. You will feel demotivated, you will feel you will have different mental issues while when you are going through this going through your journey. So this has also led to the depression. And also the financial instability is one of the major issue with respect to this. Then the social media has added the depression. We see the people who are enjoying their lives, and we feel that they are enjoying, we are not able to do so. We see the vloggers, they are doing great stuff, but that is actually a fake thing. People tend to show the world that they are doing something great, but in reality they are not that good, and that leads to the depression they have also, and to the viewers also. So this is one of the causes which was mentioned by this Lancet report. And also the materialistic behavior of the people. They feel that money is happiness. By if you have money, you can buy everything. But if you will look at the top rich people of the country, they are deep inside, they feel isolated, they feel alone, because with money it comes the responsibility to maintain that status. So in nutshell, there are various money is not happiness. In nutshell, we have to understand that if you have money, that does not mean you are the happiest person, because you have to maintain that status. You have to maintain, you feel isolated, you cannot spend your time with the people, and this leads to the depression. You cannot if you have lots of work, if you have lots to spend, you have to maintain that status. For that you have to work more hard, and you feel very much isolated. You feel you have to skip money functions, you have to skip many meetings with your friends. So this leads to isolation also, according to the report, and this leads to the depression too. This has impacted the mental health. And also, and right now everybody is chasing money. They think money and wealth, they think it brings the happiness, but happiness is the state of mind. It is what you define. It is happiness is how you are contented with your life. Money is not happiness. Happiness is something internal. It is something bliss which is internal, which you have to feel. Anything, any material can't give you the happiness. You have to feel it. It is under your control. You can't let your happiness controlled by anything else. Similarly, the societal pressures and norms of success, that has also led to the depression in our country. So what this report says, that how mental health in India's material world has how the material world has impacted the mental health of the people. And according to this report, 197 million people are suffering from depression, anxiety, and substance abuse in our country. So why this report has become important? Because we had recently seen money workers, they had money employees, they had lost their lives, they had gone for the suicides because of the mental issues, anxiety, which if we look at the root causes of that we can definitely find out one of the reasons which we mentioned here. Either it is the urban life that did not went good with them, or it is the peer pressure or social pressure on them, or it is the work environment. It is the it is the work environment which has led to these deaths of the youth. So this is in a nutshell about the article. With respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question about the Lancet report and get more idea about it. Then another article which was in the news is about the Samsung workers strike in Chennai. Why they are striking? Because they want to establish the Samsung India Workers Union. Yet it is not recognized, and we are seeing that many employees of the Samsung had been arrested in Chennai as they are protesting against the company right now. So with respect to this workers union, trade union, with respect to Samsung, if we will try to understand the Samsung, it is the South Korean company, and for a long time it did not accepted the trade union concept. But only in 2021 the first trade union was accepted by it, and it was Samsung Electronics workers, it accepted it, and because of that because of that trade union, the wages were increased to 4.5%. But here with respect to India, this Samsung India Workers Union, it has not been legalized yet, and because of that, there are strikes against the Samsung because they feel that they are not given the incentives on the time, and they are working way much harder, and the money which they are earning is very less. For that they want to establish this trade union. So with respect to this, we have to understand what this trade union is, how India deals with it. In India we have Trade Union Act of 1926, so it gives lot of benefits to these trade unions to workers. For example, we have section 17 in it, we have section 16 in Trade Union Act of 1926, which sets up the funds for the welfare of the workers. Similarly, we have section 17, 18 and 19, which protects these trade union workers and their leaders from the which gives immunity to them from the criminal acts. For example, if they are protesting for any company, for anything, if they are protesting, there are hartals, they can't be criminalized for that, because this trade union act gives this immunity to them. So right now these workers in India are demanding that the Samsung India Workers Union should be given the trade union status right now. So with respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. Then finally there is another article about the monetary policy committee. Why it is in news? Because we often see their meetings. With respect to it, we have to what is the news, that RBI on Wednesday has marked benchmark interest rate at 6.5% for 10th consecutive meeting. So this is the news, and with respect to it, we will understand what is this monetary policy committee. We will try to find out more about it with respect to the question which we are going to solve it. After that, there is another article. It is about the Nobel Prize for Chemistry 2024. It has been given to three important scientists, David Baker, Demis Hassabis, and John Jumper, for the protein structure prediction and protein design. So with respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. And finally, there is article about the bird flu H5N1, as it has become more serious right now. Earlier it used to separate to birds to birds. Now it has been separating to mammals, fishes and all that. And now Australia and New Zealand, as they are waiting for the migratory birds, and they are waiting for this bird flu, as right now bird flu has impacted the Antarctica too. So with respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. After we will discuss these questions, we will move towards the article 16 and previous year questions. So with this, I hope this slide gave you the important idea what is in the news. I hope you had got the crux of the news, and with this, let's go to the questions and try to solve those questions. Here the first question is, consider the following statements regarding the Lancet Psychiatry Commission. So let's try to understand that. What does it do? The first statement: the commission aims to address global mental health challenges through evidence-based research and policy recommendations. 100% correct, nothing wrong with the statement. Statement 2: it emphasizes the integration of mental health services into primary health systems. 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Third, the commission exclusively focuses on high income countries and their mental health strategies. No, it does not only focus on high income countries but also low income countries and moderate income countries. So this statement becomes more specific, and it is incorrect. With respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2 only, and from the code given below, the correct code is option A. With this, I hope you had got the basic idea about the Lancet Psychiatry Commission, and also by discussing in the first slide, by discussing the news itself, you had got the proper idea about the mental issue, what are the causes for that, and how we can deal with it, how we have to believe that material lust for material does not bring the happiness. It is the internal thing. Happiness is something you should feel contented with. It is something you have feel contented with it, and you will feel the happiness. It is something under your control, not under the control of the materials around you. So with this, let's move to the another question and get let's see what is it is about the Trade Union Act of 1926. Let's get the basic idea about it. Why we are discussing it? Because we are right now seeing that how Samsung workers in India are asking the trade union status for Samsung India Workers Union. So here we need to know about the Trade Union Act of 1926. Let us see what does it say. It says the act provides for the registration of trade unions in India. 100% correct. Second, it recognizes the right of trade unions to engage in collective bargaining. 100% correct. The act applies only to industrial workers and excludes agricultural workers. No, in India it applies to both industrial as well as agricultural workers. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2 only. With this, let's move to the another question and try to solve that. Here the question says it is about the Monetary Policy Committee. It says the MPC is responsible for formulating the monetary policy of the Reserve Bank of India. 100% correct. Second, the committee consists of 6 members with 3 members appointed by the RBI and 3 members by the government. 100% correct. The primary objective of the MPC is to maintain the price stability while keeping in mind the objective of growth. 100% correct. With respect to this question, all the 3 statements are correct, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option D. By discussing this question, you had got the basic idea of the MPC here. Now with this, let's move to the another question and try to solve that. Here in this question, it is about the Nobel Prize in Chemistry 2024. First statement: the prize was awarded to groundbreaking research in protein design and protein structure prediction. 100% correct. The winners were David Baker along with the Demis Hassabis and John Jumper. 100% correct. David Baker, his contribution in protein design, and Demis Hassabis and John Jumper's contribution in protein structure. And the third statement: the prize is in chemistry is awarded annually by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are option C, which is 1, 2 and 3. All the 3 options are correct. With this, let's move to the last question from this from the affairs portion. It is about the bird flu H5N1 influenza. It says H5N1 is a subtype of the influenza A virus that primarily affects birds but can also infect humans. Correct. We had seen various cases in Mexico with respect to the infections in humans, and also in India we had seen few cases. The transmission of H5N1 from human to human is common and contributes significantly to outbreaks. Here that is, it is not common. Transmission of H5N1 from human to human is not common. It is very rarely we can find any such transmission. So this statement is incorrect. Statement 3: vaccines are available for H5N1 but they are primarily used for poultry. 100% correct. With respect to this question, the correct statements are option 1 and 3 only, which makes option B the correct option. With this, we had completed the questions with respect to the current affairs topics. Now let's shift to our approach and try to solve this static topic question here. Here we have to solve today the question with respect to the article 16. You know, we are actually very late for this video. We are recording it very late today. So I'm not able to bring the context of the article 16 here. So that we are going to discuss tomorrow. But here let's try to solve the question and get the basic idea about it. It says which of the following statements regarding article 16 of the Indian Constitution are correct. First statement, Article 16 guarantees equality of opportunity in matters of public employment, 100% correct. Second, it provides for the reservation of seats for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes in government jobs, correct. Third statement, Article 16 prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, residence, or place of birth, 100% correct. So with respect to this statement, all the three statements are correct, and the code given below is option D. With this, let's move to the last part of our discussion, which is discussing the questions from discussing previous year questions. Now let's move to the last part of our discussion. It is about the previous year questions. Let's try to solve that. Here the first question says, in October 1920, who headed a group of Indians gathered at Tashkent to set up a Communist Party of India? Who was the person? Was it H.K. Sarkar? No. Was it P.C. Joshi? No. Was it M.C. Changa? No. Was it M.N. Roy? 100% correct. M.N. Roy and Muhammad Ali and few others who were with him. It is Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Shafiq, they were with him, who set up the Communist Party of India in Tashkent in 1920. Now let's move to the last question of today's discussion. It says, who drafted the resolution of a fundamental rights for the Karachi session of Congress in 1931? It is directly Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So the correct option for this question is option B. With this, we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and I hope you would definitely subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.